Guys, welcome back to the AGN King YouTube channel. Thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. I don't think I've said that on a video yet. Let's try to get to 2,000. So today we are talking about the Daredevil Born Again trailer, the Fantastic Four trailer, and the Superman TV spot with him flying. So let's not waste any time. Let's get into this. Let's first start off with Superman. So there was a lot of controversy around Superman flying because I don't know what is it about, because first people were like, oh, the CGI is so bad on it, and there's no CGI in use except the cape here and editing David into it. But it wasn't about that, because the cape and him look good. They were complaining about David Cornsweet's face. And they were like, oh, something's off with his face. And, then James Gunn was like, there's no CGI on his face. That is just his face in a wide-angle lens. And it just looks different than usual. So, people are practically just saying that David Cornsweet is ugly. So, there's no really controversy around it. They're just saying, oh, yeah, his eye is ugly. So, yeah, I don't know. That's just, all the controversy around it. These people who are complaining about it, yeah, if you don't like the way where the camera is, I get that. But, if people complain about everything, these Snyder fans are really making me mad, because anything I see of this movie, it gets me excited, because I've loved Superman all my life. I watched Smallville growing up. I grew up with Man of Steel and the Snyderverse. I watched the first Superman. I think I watched the second one, Quest for Peace or something. I watched one of them, okay? No, two of them. I watched the first one and another one. There's four of them. And they're not the greatest. The first one is good, but the other ones kind of suck. And I watched Brandon Routh's Superman. I watched Tyler Hoechlin's Superman. I've kind of always been a Superman fan, so when a new Superman movie is coming around, I'm excited. There's people like, oh, only Henry is Superman. No, Henry Cavill is an actor who played Superman, guys. It is really not that. I don't get what people are complaining about. Henry Cavill, I'm sure, I guess he's kind of sucks, but I don't think he goes home crying that he's not Superman anymore. I think he's moving to his next job, and his fans, not even his fans, it's just Zack Snyder fans that are not even Superman fans are complaining. So I really like the shot personally, and let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. I really like it, and I think it makes me more excited because it's more stylized flying, and that's what we needed in this movie. Alright, let's go to the Fantastic Four trailer. No, Daredevil trailer. Alright, so let's talk about the Daredevil Born Again trailer. So, this is actually the least controversial thing on this video. I saw hate for the Fantastic Four trailer, and I saw hate for of course, the Superman. But this, I haven't seen any hate for it. The only complaint that I've seen, and I kind of have too, is the cinematography is a little bland. It's not as great as the Netflix series was, but that's just a small little nitpick that doesn't even bother me that much. It's just something I noticed a little, because everything's kind of gray in it, but I don't care. Anyways, this show just looks amazing. I just want it to be good. I just want it to be a great show. It doesn't have to have Spider-Man. It doesn't have to have anyone. It just has to have Daredevil, Kingpin, and the rest of the supporting characters, and just be a good show. That's all we need. Just a good show. It doesn't have to be the greatest thing ever. It just needs to be good and enjoyable and like the Netflix show. I don't want any stupid Disney Marvel jokes in it. I don't want them to go easy on the TVMA, because if you're making a TVMA, make it TVMA. Don't just say it's TVMA for no reason at all, like Echo. Yeah, that's pretty much all. There's nothing really else that, this show just straight up looks good, and I'm excited for it. I think this might be the best MCU Disney Plus show. I don't think it can beat X-Men 97. Maybe I don't think it can beat Loki either. But I do think it will be probably the third best Disney show, Marvel show. And I'm excited. I hope they do it good, and I hope that it's worth the wait we've been waiting, and I hope that everyone loves it. I don't want stupid decisions in this show. Marvel's got to come back good because they have an Avengers movie, and we can't have crappy shows. But this looks really good so far. Alright, let's go to Fantastic Four, and that's the most I have to say. Sleeve on, this show looks good, and I'm excited. Let's go to Fantastic Four. Okay, so Fantastic Four. This movie looks fantastic, and, yeah, I actually mean that. This movie just looks fantastic.
Say that again?
Okay, I'm sorry about that. I just saw that. It won't happen again. But no, honestly, this looks like just a good movie, and I hope it is. That's all I hope for this movie. And I know people like Neurotic, Tyrone Magnus, and the Critical Drinker, those are like the three big anti-Disney channels out there. They're like, oh, this movie looks bad because, they heard a female Silver Surfer is going to be in it. Which I don't really care, okay? Like, I honestly don't care if they gender swap the Silver Surfer. Just make her a good character. Don't do it for the sake of doing it. Have great writing, and any story will be good, okay? Just have great writing. I don't care what Tyrone Magnus, a 50-year-old man, has to say about a superhero movie. Just make it a great movie, and yeah. And he hates the design for the thing. I'm like, it's his own opinion, okay? I don't care what he thinks about this movie, but just people are already hating it, especially them three. So, like, don't watch those videos if you're excited, because they'll just talk about useless stuff about this movie and try to make you think it's going to be bad. Just go off the trailer. I think this movie looks really good. Like, if I had any complaints, I don't think I do. This movie looks good. And I'm not saying that because I like the MCU. I've talked about how I hated What If Season 3. I've talked about how I hated the Marvels, and that was not... That movie just had bad writing, and just... It was kind of boring, and I didn't think it just worked, and we didn't need it. And I talked about how I hated She-Hulk. Bad writing. I think that was one of the most embarrassing Marvel projects because they acted like the MCU was a joke, and I get it. It's a comic book project. Don't take it too serious, right? But, like, when you have these people actually putting a lot of time into writing these, and you just make fun of it, that's very disrespectful to the people who took so much time writing these characters. See, that's one of my main problems I had with She-Hulk, not because to disrespect the MCU. Like, you're disrespecting the people who wrote the MCU, all these talented writers and directors, for the sake of a laugh that wasn't even funny. So that's why I hated She-Hulk, but this looks genuinely good. Like, Captain America looks good, but I have my worries. I don't know why. Most of the reports that came out are fake. I'm just kind of nervous about that movie. Thunderbolts is going to be guaranteed good. It just looks good, and I just feel like that movie is going to be a surprise hit for the MCU. Fantastic Four just looks like a good Fantastic Four movie, and that's all we need. And let's talk about the characters. Okay, so here's the thing. I do not think that, so a lot of people do not like the casting of this movie. I do not think there's a problem with Pedro Pascal. So, people hate the casting of this movie because Pedro Pascal is a big star and they're sick of seeing him everywhere. And I get it, okay? If I just watched whatever the heck he's in, if I just watched anything else but The Last of Us, I would have been like, okay, what are they doing? But then I watched The Last of Us and I was like, he can actually play a great serious character. I'm not saying Reed has to be serious, But, like, most of the time, Pedro Pascal is kind of playing like an idiot in a movie. But Reed is not an idiot. And when I was watching The Last of Us, I didn't see Reed, but I saw a good character. And I feel like Pedro Pascal can actually act great. And he's a great actor. I know most of the stuff he's in is kind of like a child movie or just like he's playing an idiot, but he's honestly a great actor, and I think people don't give him credit for that because he's in a lot of stuff. They just see him as, oh, they just want to push him out, but no, he's honestly a great actor. Vanessa Kirby. I haven't seen her in anything, or maybe I just haven't recognized her, but she looks great as the Invisible Woman so far. So I know Tyrone Magnus. Listen, I have no problem with Tyrone Magnus. I just watched his review on it, and it made me think a lot of this movie, and I wanted to bring it up. He said she isn't good looking enough to play Invisible Woman, and that is like, that just kind of like, he's a 50-year-old man and he has a wife. I don't know why he's complaining about how she looks. That's like a complaint I guess some people have, and I'm like, what is everyone complaining about? Like, it's just, people complain about this movie, about the smallest stuff because it actually looks good. That's when you can tell a movie looks good, when people get these stupid complaints out of nowhere, and they, like, start judging the actors, like, faces and stuff, like the Superman thing. So, yeah, I think she looks great as the Invisible Woman, and I'm excited to see her powers and just to see her dynamic with the team, because I know she's kind of like, not the main leader of the team, but she's gonna be kind of the main focus of the team in this, because she's kind of the main character, I think. Well, they're the main character, but she might have the most focus. I don't know. But I'm excited because her character looks good for once when she actually looks powerful. Like, her powers look cool. I'm just excited to see all the team, but I'm excited to see her. And Johnny Storm. Johnny Storm looks fire in this. Okay, I'm sorry. That's my last one, okay? I did not look these up, but, no, he honestly looks great. The only complaint I have is, Joseph Quinn's hair. It just looks a little unnatural. I don't know why. It's something about his just hair, like, I think it's the length of it, how short it is, and the kind of dye they used, or maybe it's a wig. I don't know what it is, but they could have used a better wig. But I don't know. It looks okay. Like, it looks okay, but everything else is great. Honestly, this movie looks so good. When I was watching the trailer, I was like, dang, Marvel might actually be back, because this trailer looked good. They didn't have to show Doctor Doom. They just showed the title of the movie, The Fantastic Four. That's the Fantastic Four. Those are the main characters, and that's what they showed, and that's what I like about this trailer. Next is The Thing. Actually, though, The Thing looks great. The CGI is great. The design is great. The voice, people hate to bring up Tyrone Magnus again, okay? I'm sorry. I just watched his review, and he pointed out a lot of stuff that I disagree with. He was like, that is not The Thing's voice, or what The Thing should sound like. And it doesn't make sense, because one, he's from the comics. He doesn't really have a voice, okay? So someone just made up The Thing's voice. Like, they never said how deep his voice is. They just, I don't know, people just assumed his voice was deep because he's big. I don't know. But, yeah, so I was like, oh, I don't really care how he sounds, okay? As long as he doesn't sound like a little kid, I'm fine with that. It's the actor's voice. And he just seems, The Thing just seems like a chill guy in this, honestly. I would like to hang out with him, just cooking, he's just living his life, and that's great. I'm sick of The Thing. Like, The Thing can be depressed, right? But I like how he's not just going around angry and smashing stuff like the Hulk. He's just a chill guy, and that's a great thing about him. Alright, let's talk about Galactus. Galactus looks great. a lot of people have been wondering why is he so small. Galactus can shrink down. I don't know how far he can shrink down, but he can shrink down to go on Earth. So don't worry, guys. He will get bigger and probably destroy the planet the Fantastic Four is on. So just don't worry about it. He will get bigger. He's not going to stay like that the full movie. So that's pretty much all. This movie just looks good, and I'm excited. Let me know what you guys think about the Fantastic Four, about Superman, about Daredevil. I'll have my review on Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man up tomorrow. But yeah, let me know what you think. Hit that subscribe button, and bye. Subscribe.